The school system is designed to keep people poor and mediocre. It was never designed so you could become rich and live a life full of prosperity. It was designed to raise employees that are obedient and never dream big. And if you want to change that programming, you'd better watch until the end of the video because no one is coming to save you, okay? Here are 15 money secrets they don't teach you in school. Money loses value over time. Money has three important attributes: a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and the most important one, a store of value. Let's explain each of these in a short sentence. So, medium exchange means that money has to be fluid and easy to exchange for goods and services. The unit of account aspect helps people to identify how much a thing costs compared to another thing. But why would people accept to trade banknotes for goods and services instead of seashells, for example? Well, because of the third attribute. Money must also be a good store of value, which means it keeps its worth over time so you can save and spend it later. And we all know that the third attribute isn't really present anymore, and the cost of that is high inflation. So for example, if in 2022, the price you paid for a dozen eggs was $2.86 in 2023, you're actually paying $3.27, a 14% increase. And if you look at this table, which tracks the price of eggs from 1980, well, things look even worse. Now, some will tell you the average salary has also increased over time, which is a fair argument, but that does not solve the store of value dilemma. So, if decades ago saving money was an option for retirement, now this strategy will only make you poor. And this leads smoothly on to our next point. Saving makes you poor. Money is a tool, okay? It's not a trophy. If you're simply stashing it away in a savings account, you're treating it like a shiny object to be admired from afar, when really, it should be on the playing field scoring points for your team. Allow us to explain. So, with savings, yes, you're preserving your money and maybe even getting a tiny bit of interest from the bank. However, it's hardly enough to beat inflation, which eats away at the value of your money year after year. Investing, on the other hand, is how wealth is created in an era of fiat money, and understanding this will put you ahead of those who still don't get it. Stocks, bonds, and real estate are the most common forms of investments. The goal is growth, and the strategy is patience mixed in with calculated risk-taking. The real clincher here is compound interest. When you invest, your money can earn interest, and then that interest earns interest, and so on. Over time, this snowballs, leading to exponential growth. Yes, investing has its risks, but with some financial knowledge and strategy, you can mitigate those risks. Diversify your investments, hold for the long term, and understand your risk tolerance. And if you follow and apply all these steps, you might one day have a seat at the big kid table. And the big kids, well, they perfectly know that the central banks control everything. Think about the central banks as a lifeline for the economy, a built-in feature that is there by design. You see, every dollar, euro, yen, you name it, is created by a central bank. Whether we're talking about the Federal Reserve or the CEB, understanding how these institutions operate is key to unlocking your finance self-awareness. They not only print money, but they also manipulate consumer behavior. Because they control the money supply, they control your life and how and when you spend your resources. So because you want to preserve your wealth, you've got no other choice but to play by their rules. Central banks manipulate the money supply through a number of tools, the most common ones being open market operations, changing the reserve requirements, and changing the discount rate. And through these instruments, they nudge banks, businesses, and ultimately us individuals to either spend, save, or invest. Understanding this is powerful because this economic machine depends on the unawareness of the citizens. The invisible hand, as Adam Smith called it. Only our situation is centralized and not invisible at all, which means the free market concept does not exist in our economy. All right, so pause this video and rewatch this part and dwell on it for a little bit. And then let's move on to the next money secret that they don't teach you in school: the difference between credit and cash. So, first and foremost, cash is king. This phrase has been imprinted in the minds of many, and for good reason. When you possess cash, you maintain ultimate control over your finances. Cash allows immediate transaction closure without any future liabilities. It reflects on your liquid assets or how much you truly own at any given moment. On the flip side, though, credit is a powerful tool only when wielded wisely, and most people don't use it wisely at all, not even the government. It is the trust that allows one party to provide resources to another party, wherein the second party does not reimburse the first party immediately, but promises to either repay or return those resources at a later date. Think about credit as your financial reputation.